episode 3 of Grading Hacks. I am taking the show on the road today because the theme is mental health, both yours and your students. And I could think of no better setting than my favorite happy place, taking a walk by the river. Apologize for the shaky video. I don't have a tripod, I just have an arm, so I'm gonna do my best to make this bearable. But let's jump in right away. All right, my first hack is to be happy. Now look, I hate grading. Well, I hate grading. It is my least favorite thing that goes along with our job, but it's necessary and I know that it has to be done. So I get my mind right. I get myself in a good place when I am grading. And there's a couple of things that you can do to make that happen. Hang on, I brought props to the river. Isn't that crazy? All right, first up, use a great pen. I love flare pens. I'm just like on that teacher fan club for the flare pens. They're bright, they're happy, they look great on the page. Boy, an essay feels graded when you've graded it with a flare pen. So if I'm in a jam and there's no flare pens, yeah, I'll grade with a ballpoint pen, but I'm not happy about it. So throw some flare pens in your bag or whatever pen you love and make yourself happy. Likewise, reward yourself with little things that make you happy. I love candied ginger and I love dark chocolate almonds. So I have been known late in the stack to bribe myself to get through because that's my happy place. Also, let's say you've graded 3 bad essays in a row. They're just, rough writing. You gotta put that stack down. You are not in a happy place anymore, and that 4th essay is not going to get a fair shake no matter what you do to try to rearrange your mental space. So that's my hack for that. Make yourself happy. Hack number 2 is to mess with my own mind. So when I grade papers, I take the very first one in the stack and I put a little sticky note on it, like a little flag. And then I put it on the bottom of the stack. And then as I'm grading the papers, that little flag moves closer and closer to me as a little sign that I'm making progress. I used to count, good morning, there's somebody. Yes, there's somebody on the walking trail. The flag moves closer to me and then I feel better. I used to waste time like digging through the stack, like counting how many I had left. Oh, I only have 17 left. Oh, I only have 14 left. But that's really just a time waster and the flag does the job for me without me wasting the time counting. Another thing I do to mess with my own mind is the second essay that I grade, I actually put halfway in the stack of papers and then as I'm grading the papers, I'll come across one that's already graded and it's like a little gift from like past tense me to current me to make me happy. And I'm always like, oh, one less I do it every time. So I know it's coming and yet I'm surprised every time that I did it. And I'm always happy that I did. So mess with your own mind, find ways to trick yourself into being happy. Okay, hack number 2, you want kids who are open and receptive to your feedback so they learn what not to do and fix it the next time around, which makes grading faster for you and helps them grow as learners. So hack number 2, avoid red ink. Now, for me, when I was a student, I actually really liked papers graded in red ink because it kind of like made me mad and got me fired up. But anecdotally, I've been told that this is actually kind of demoralizing for kids, especially if we overdo it. So I say we throw those away and instead just grab a different color. Even if it's not scientifically proven, I just feel like if it helps one kid hear what I have to say better, then what difference does it make if I use purple instead? So I grab the purple pen and get busy. Consider setting aside the red ink. So I sat down to start editing the video and realized I must have deleted my footage for hack number 4. So here it is again. So hack 4 is do not agonize over things that do not matter. So in my younger days, I would be torn for some students. And I distinctly remember one time I had an essay. It was pretty good, but not great. It was right in between a C+ and a B-. And I agonized over whether to give it the 79% or the 80%. So I went to my friend Margot, excellent teacher and a mentor of mine, to ask her advice, and she did not read that paper. Instead, she dropped her glasses and she said, Laura, it's 1 point in the grade book. And she was absolutely right. So these days, when I face those bubble papers, I just tilt in favor of the kid, give them the B- and move on to the next one. Hack number 5, variety. Oh, there's duckies. Sorry. Hack 5, where are you? Hack 5. Variety is sanity. There have been some years where I've had to teach multiple sections of the same class. Recently, I had 4 sections of freshmen in my 5-section assignment. oh my gosh. And the way to get through those stacks of papers is variety in essay prompts. So I find that I can read 34 papers on one topic and still retain the will to live and go on with my weekend. But once I get into that stack, that second stack, and I'm toward the end of the 60th, 61st paper, I'm so over it. So I intentionally give different prompts of equal academic rigor to my different sections because it's just a sanity saver. I also like a menu of options for kids. If I only have one section of like sophomores, I'll give them an essay prompt that has 3 different options for them to choose, and then that helps kind of vary things as well. So mix it up, give a variety of prompts, and therefore you mentally will have more energy to get through the stack. Hack number 6, use up those sick days. If you've been following the blog, you know that last year I left my district in California where I had taught for 18 years, and the Randazzos, we up and moved to Idaho, and you can see why. It is super beautiful, and we are definitely enjoying the slower pace of life up here. But when we moved, I actually forfeited a pool of more than 50 sick days. I was, as a younger teacher, reluctant to use those days, even though I desperately needed them. The wheels were falling off the cart sometimes with all the grading and the blogging and the parenting and the wafing and all that. So I really wish that I had used more of those days. Now, it may be that eventually someday I get like 12 cents more a month on my pension from California, but honestly, I wish I'd taken those days. So if you have sick days in the bank and you're not like saving them for future maternity leave, or you have illness, whatever it is, but if they're optional days and they're just sitting there and you're stressed out and you've got stacks of papers to grade, you know what? Take the day. Go to your favorite coffee shop and just get it done. Or take the day and go to the movies in the middle of the day. I don't care. Do what you need to do to stay mentally strong so that you're ready to take on the next day's battle. All right, that's it for this week. Week 4, next week, more tips coming at you, more hacks. Not tips, they're hacks. That's right, I'm cool like that. All right, you guys, I'll see you next time. Bye.